Well, apparently I'm a scalper. I need to get a proper job and I don't give much to charity. So I thought I'd do all that in this video and then talk about what I'm on about, because I've had some annoying person moan about us resellers that we're just all scalpers, taking from charity shops and then making a profit. Yeah, I'm going to prove a point today that us resellers actually contribute more to charity shops than anybody else. So straight away, the shop's not even open yet, but as you see, that Playmobil is 15 quid. That sells for around about 15 to 20 quid on eBay, so what's the point of buying it? Well, that's going to stay there for a long time. Old-fashioned Subbuteo set. If you don't know what this is what you used to play with when you were in the 80s. And I remember me and my dad had one of these. They don't really fetch for much. If there's generic standard ones, there's no 14s, they're just red and blue. But this is going for £5, and I could get around 15 to £20, so it's worth a go because it is complete. Also, got a Dizzy dinosaur here, 5 quid. The box is in really good condition. Is it complete? I don't know. Let's have a look. Got the board, looks in really good condition to be fair. Contents. Game board, Dizzy dinosaur, clockwork figure, which must be in there. There we go. 20 pieces, which I've just counted. Label sheet, I don't know what it is. Oh, that's for the stickers, and then 2 dice. Yeah, it's all there. It's in really nice condition. Looking at around about 15 quid for that condition. So another £5, but I think it's worth it because it's in really nice condition. We've got another Battleships. This is £5, but there is not actually many sold of this game. So I'm going to leave that. I think all these are from the same person. So have a look what else there is. There's this as well. I don't know what this is. So I'm going to have a quick look at that. And then there's this. It's intriguing me. I don't even know what it is. Dudley's Dodos environmental game. Only 2 sold in the UK. It seems to be more popular in America. So I'm going to leave that one because I just don't think it will sell very quickly. But I don't think I've missed any more board games now. I think that is about it. What we got here? Lego. £5 though. Pre-owned that set goes for around about 10 quid. Brand new 15, so it's definitely not worth it. So I didn't actually film any more shops because I couldn't hold my phone, look through the items and have the board games here, which is just too much work. And there wasn't anything anyway, so there was no point even filming. I'm on the way home, but there is a couple of charity shops of Team Poundy, which I also donate to, and the one around the corner, which is always really good. So I'm going to pop into it, and then I'm going to show you quite a nice sale. A brand unlocked to probably most of you might not have heard of it. And then I'm going to talk about the topic of our resellers scalpers and, you know, they don't give to charity shops, so on and so on. Well, I've got some evidence because I'm going to show you how much I've actually spent this year in charity shops. £2, backgammon set, and Columbia, £3. Bargain. Got some Corsa plushies from the adverts, all boxed, £3 each. Probably get about 10 quid each for them, but I sent them as a bundle for like 25 quid. Should do alright. Look what we got here. PS3, 25 quid. Probably can get about 40 quid for how it is now. With a few games, 45, 50 quid. It's come to Christmas. Double up. I'm back home now. I've got the stuff I picked up today from the charity shop. I didn't pick up them 3 like Corsa plushies because they are ones where they make a noise and 2 of them didn't work. So Some plushies you have to like unsew them at the back to like take the battery out and so on. Others is obviously Velcro, and as they're new, I didn't want to take them out of the box, and you know what, I just couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered. But I'm going to go through these in a second, but I want to tell you about only 2 sales because I got one on eBay and one on Vinted. I sold a really nice coat. I picked it up from the car boot last time I went to the car boot. That really good day. I keep on going on about it. The Wednesday. And something else has sold. It was a Schofield, I think, something like that, coat. Picked up for £5. I did some research. The prices was all over the place, wasn't they? There was from 25 to 100 quid. Somebody made me an offer on Vinted for £45, and of course I took it. So once again, it shows that Vinted, you can sell expensive items. It's not just about getting rid of all your tat. You can sell expensive items on there if you have quality items, right? On eBay, I have sold the last set of Marvel lead figures for $19.99. That is all of them gone. But we're going to go through what I've picked up. First of all, we picked up the 2. Get that bag out of the way. That's the good bag. First, we picked up 2 board games. Well, a Subbuteo and a board game. This is these dinosaurs. I've never had it. I don't know. I think I might have had it once. Immaculate condition. There was quite a few board games in that china shop. They don't usually have that many toys. I think somebody must have donated a collection of their board games because they're all in good condition. There was about 3 or 4 board games that I was interested in, but they wasn't really worth it. These ones, just about worth it. £5 is the max I would pay for a board game because you don't get much for them, unless it's a rare one. You're looking around about 15 quid for that. Christmas, immaculate condition, it'll get that. The other one, which I don't really tend to buy now because Subbuteo it's not desirable. People don't really pay it. The people that are only buying this sort of stuff are collectors. It's complete. Everything's there. Box is in good condition. Manual, obviously, as you can see, the only thing that's wrong with it is the plastic, clear screen that keeps everything in. That goes for around about 15 to 20 quid. I might just push that out for 20 quid because the box is in good condition and it's all there. When it comes to Subbuteo, I tend to stay away from it unless it's actual football team, so you can buy sets of football teams. If you can get the Brazil ones, they'll have special edition ones. They're the ones to look out for. A lot of these box sets are not really worth it. But we're going into the bag now, and I didn't show you this, but this was from the Team Poundy place. Went in it after because they wasn't really open when I went there, and then I went in just before I went in the car. Yeah, RST knee pads. Picked up some of these not so long ago for £1, I think it was. These ones cost me £3. Looking at around about 15 quid all day long for them. Really good make, aren't they? Everybody knows RST are a good motorbike make. And also from the other charity shop around the corner, which I found out next week they are putting all their Christmas decorations out. So they've got some already out, but they haven't put out all the main ones because they haven't had the room. I asked if I could go in the back and go through it all, and whatever I like I'd buy, and she just literally went no. So yeah, different shops will let you and other shops won't. I'm surprised she did say no, to be fair, because I get on with her, but she said it all been marked out price, so yeah. So I don't know why she didn't just let me pick it out if it's been priced. I don't know. Anyway, backgammon, nice little set, all complete. 12, 15 maybe, because it's a vintage one. The next one was the best buy of the day by far. £3 I paid for this Columbia ski jacket. It's the convert version. It is in mint condition. There is absolutely nothing wrong with it. I thought it's got to be a rip, it's got a massive stain on it or something like that. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If that was a different colour, I'd probably keep it for myself, because I really need a winter coat. I haven't got a winter coat yet. I've got this, and I've got my old black coat I've had for God knows how many years, and I don't want to wear that anymore. And it's either getting to the stage where I go to an outlet and buy one, you know, a nice one, or I find something in a charity shop. And I keep on finding coats that I like, but I don't like the colour. You know, I like a dark colour, grey, green, black, something like that. But £3, you're looking around about 25 to 30 quid for that. So that's going to be paying for basically everything in this charity shop. The last one was this. 25 quid. I paid for a PS3. You're looking around about 40 quid for that if you want to sell it just by itself with no controller or nothing like that. About 40 quid. With a controller and a game, you're probably looking around about the 50 quid mark, maybe 55, depending on how many games. I think I've got a couple of more games. I did actually see a game and I said, I'll buy it if I can have that free. And she said, yeah, you can have it. It's only worth 2 quid. But probably you're looking around about 50 to 55 quid. So I'm going to double up on that. It should sell very quickly. Yeah, it's not mega profit, but it'll sell very quickly, and I will not be like taking offers on that. I'll have that as a set price, and that's final. Christmas is coming. Obviously, I've got to check it, and I do feel like I have got a couple of games in the shed from for the PS3, so I'll just bundle them up together, and yeah, it should sell very quickly. But we have got a problem with certain people time and time again that do not like resellers, and they think we are scum of the earth. We haven't got a proper job. Reselling isn't a proper job, and basically we just rip off charity shops. Well, I'm here today to do a video about these people and tell them to get back in their cave and shut up, because you haven't got an absolute clue. I don't know why these people come on reseller YouTube channels and comment. If you know anything about social media, you get fed things that you watch. So if you watch a lot of football, you'll get a lot of videos from other channels that do football. If you watch films, so on, you know, if you watch a lot of YouTube resellers, you're going to get flooded with YouTube resellers. It's called the algorithm. So these people are actually watching reselling videos, and time again they come up with these absolutely ridiculous, stupid comments like the one on the screen, that we're scum of the earth, we're scalpers. That's one thing I always hear, scalpers. Oh, you need to stop doing this job and get a real job. All these charities are meant to be giving to people who can't afford luxury items, so on and so on and so on. I'm not the only one. Other YouTubers will agree with me on this, that we have quite frequently. Well, you know, I picked up the book from downstairs, and this is my stock book. So this is my stock book of this year. I have just gone through, and I'll show you now what it's like. You can even pause it if you're that sad. This is all, there you go, loads of things. Days where I don't do anything, other days where I do, you know. Here you go, like for instance, there you see the CH, that means charity shop. When they're highlighted out, that means I've sold it. So yeah, we do that. That's what I do. One of the comments, which was either yesterday or the day before, was just going on. And thank you to the couple of people who like counteracted on that comment. Can't remember who you were, but thank you very much. In that comment, I said that I give thousands of pounds to charity every year. Yeah. And other resellers do that as well. Most resellers do, right? Some people give less, you know, because they might be part-time or they don't like get much from charity shops. Other people spend more. Remember, in a charity shop, there's more in there than actually I buy. So I'm not a clothing reseller, so I don't go through all the clothes. I only go through the men's, right? And I might go through the coats on the women's when it's winter. Clothing resellers will go through the whole stall when it comes to clothing. And we all know when it comes to charity shops, there's a lot of women's stuff. So I don't even bother with that, yeah? That's more potential money I could get, but I just don't find it interesting. I'm not an expert in women's clothing. So I've replied to this moron saying, we spend thousands of pounds, us resellers, every year. More than the average Joe, which we do. The average person will go into maybe the charity shops once a month, maybe twice a month, and have a look around for themselves, right? We're not going in for ourselves. Sometimes we buy stuff for ourselves, but we're going in there daily, multiple shops, multiple areas, every week. I haven't even totaled up how many charity shops I go around every week, but it's a lot. And like I said, I have a stock book of all the items that I buy from everywhere, you know, not just charity shops, car boots, auctions, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. And I've just went through, well, my mom did because I was out at the charity shops. I told her to quickly total it up. And so far this year, without adding this on, so that's another 40 quid on this. So far this year, I've spent £1,424 in charity shops this year. So when it comes down to I don't give to charity, I think I do. And that is for every reseller. We spend a lot more in charity shops than anybody else. If it wasn't for resellers, charity shops would close down. And that is a massive, bold statement for me. I think they don't realise, some do, and they're quite good at it. They know that resellers are their bread and butter. But others are still stuck in the Stone Age and think they can compete with a reseller and sell stuff on eBay, you know, or put eBay prices. These are the shops that are always empty. These are the shops that no one goes in. These are the shops that you'll walk past that shop and they will still have the same things in the shop window a month later because they are stubborn, like British Heart Foundation, and they just won't change. They are money grabbing businesses. And that's the other point I'm trying to make. If you just think because it says charity shop, it doesn't mean they give all their money to charity. They give a small percentage. It's less than 20%. Some of the little charity shops, the ones which are the best ones, basically, they don't really get no funding, you know, not the big corporation ones. They give actually more because even the managers don't get any pay. It's all voluntary. Yeah, the big ones, less than 20%. You might get the odd one, which is a bit more. All the money is going into paying the managers and then obviously the staff above it and then the big owners. Some of these big owners have got massive houses. I mean, not massive. I'm talking about mansions, you know. They don't care. They don't care. People don't realise that charities are now not like the old days where it was a man or woman standing on the corner of the street, shaking a box, and all that money was going to charity. Years ago, I actually knew a girl who I was sort of like talking to, you know, I went on a date with her years ago, this was, and she worked for the dogs charity, one of the dogs charities, and she worked like standing outside Tesco's for a bit, and then basically after she got promoted to the offices in one of the areas, and she quit pretty much straight away when she found out one of the bosses, who wasn't even the boss, it was the area boss, came in his like 100 grand car. He had like, I don't know, I can't remember what she said, but it was a very, very expensive car. And she went, how is he affording that if this is a charity thing? She never knew it was like that. She thought all the donations pretty much, except for after all the cost and all that, like, you know, of running, you know, paying for buildings, so on and so on, paying other staff members, the majority would go to charity. It doesn't. It goes to pretty much the big bosses of the charity. So when it comes to charity shops, yes, they do give to charity, and these people are under pressure. They are under pressure. They literally are being told what to do and not really getting a good wage. The managers don't get good wages. They're probably on minimum wage or just over. Obviously, all the other staff are either elderly or some sort of disability. So they're taking advantage of these sort of people. Obviously, they're doing it out of the goodness of their heart and all that lot, which is lovely. But I think, why can't they get paid? Why can't they get just a minimum wage? You know, they're still doing a job, and the companies are taking advantage, and that's wrong, right? But we're the bad ones. The resellers apparently are the bad ones because we're making money out of charity shops, right? No, we just are knowing what's what. We check prices. We know they can't check everything, but a lot of them do. Right, and obviously, if you see some charity shops now, they're actually hiring young people or people who are sort of into eBay and that. I've seen it on like signs saying we're looking for a person who can price items for us. So they don't get resellers buying the stuff and then selling it for more, which is wrong because then no one's going to buy it. You got to remember, if this was 25 quid now, or 30 quid in that charity shop, at that size, that colour, there's only going to be so many people coming to that shop. There's only going to be so many people who want that coat. There's only going to be so many people who's that size. There's only so many people who want that colour. Me, myself, I just said, that's my size, but I don't like it because I don't like that colour. So that's a customer gone. On eBay, there's millions of people that could want that jacket and like that colour. You know, there might be one in that colour. So when it comes to us being scalpers and that, no, it's not, because we are literally keeping charity shops alive. And if they do price us out where we can't really buy anything and it's not worth our time, all the resellers will go. It is getting like that, but like I said, look all the stuff I've picked up. 25 quid for a PlayStation 3. That's okay, you know, I would understand, that's a fair price. But I've seen PlayStation 3s, 2s and everything, putting 40 quid. In one of the other charity shops, which I didn't film today, they had a Wii with no games for 30 quid. Who's going to buy a Wii for 30 quid? I don't think even I could sell a Wii for 30 quid. So, guys, comment down below what you think. Are us, as resellers, if you're a reseller, are you fiddling the charity shops? Are you a scalper? Do you think it's wrong that we are taking from charity shops and, yeah, making money out of them? Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like it, subscribe, and right, if you are watching this now, comment charity shop, because tomorrow I picked up something from a charity shop yesterday which I can't find. I need your help, guys. It's vintage, it's motorsport, and I don't know if it's worth 20 quid or £1,000. That's why I need your help. Anyway, that'll be in tomorrow's video, so I will see you then. Goodbye.